Greetings, fellow hunters. Rodamont here. Thank you for tuning in to Vintage Story Primitive Survival. Episode 52, Stockpiling Pork and Hides. So in order to have a mechanized quarn on demand, I'm just going to bury the quarn there. Because I realize I'm going to end up with like a lot of stuff to grind. So we have all those lime nuggets to grind that I got making polished kitchen tiles. And I think it's probably in my best interest to just have it installed like this so that I can easily hook it up with an angled gear. The thing is, I'm not sure I have a spare angled gear. Oh, no, I do. Sweet. Oh, that makes my life so much easier. I'm gonna really have to bury this thing. It's gonna look weird. But function over form. For now. Can always spruce it up later. Alright. Super strange. But, you know, if it works. Let's grab all of that lime and grind it up in stacks of 64. So we can make more lime wash if we do decide that, hunting and leatherworking is a goal. Oh, yep. Well, once the wind picks up. Because there's no wind right now. Alright, I'll make this into a backpack, I think. So, of the backpacks you can make, the sturdy leather backpacks require chromium wash. Sturdy leather is a chromium tanned, and I have not found chromium, so I can't make the really nice stuff yet. So, in lieu of that, we'll just make the regular leather backpacks. And that's going to absolutely help with our carry size. And I'm putting in the last slot just so that my character actually has the leather style, because the fourth slot is what goes on your back. I could also grind up the shells, yeah. Is there a way to no, I don't think you can reclaim materials like that. Oops. And then I had leather from the last batch. That gets me my second to last backpack. So we're doing really good on leather. It's just there's even more needed going forward. Alright, I think what I'll do is over here, let's make like a farming chest. So I'm going to merge these together into a trunk. Yes, that's where I wanted it. There we go. And I'm just going to move my seeds and stuff in there. Seeds and soil. Things related to farm. I also wanted a little tool rack. And I'm doing these like small tasks just because I'm waiting for the... Oh, the blimmery's done. So I'll be ready with the windows in just a moment. Seed, seed, seed. Fertilizer. I'm going to count the bones as fertilizer because like it kind of... That's what I'm going to use them for. And then grab some spare soil. So backspace gone up a bit. That's good. Now that I'm doing my first set of windows, what are we going to work on next? So there's the big old pole determining next project. So in order to reclaim the glass out of the bloomery, you just got to break the bloomery. Oh, this is going to burn the hell out of me. You will recoup some of the bricks, but not all the bricks. So once you run bloomeries, some of the bricks I used in the bloomery broke and are gone. Real life, that would have shattered the hell out of the glass, but luckily this is a video game and I can do that. Alright, so now we have the glass at room temperature. You can place it down as is like that if you want, but that's not what we're working on. So what we're making is lead windows. And I think I'm going to line it with kapok because that's the... maybe I'll do walnut. We have a lot of walnut, so maybe I'll make some walnut boards. So we'll keep the glass as is rather than the panes because, you know, we wanted the leaded look. For that, I'll need my saw, which is... I don't even know where the saw is. Yeah, these are not any closer to ripening. Shucks. God, where is the saw? Must be in the smithy. How much grinding have you managed? Oh, well, the storm is picking up. Maybe it'll start grinding away. If I was a saw, I would be over here. I need thorax. I honestly don't even... Is it... I have no idea. Did I put it in a box? Well, let's get some walnut for the windows. Oh, yeah, it's in a box. I don't know why I did that. All right. So we got our lead, our glass, and our boards. And that leaves us with 32 window panes. And yeah, walnut was the right choice. I really like the sort of rich, deep color. Solid. And I think what I'll do is put the clay oven up on its own surface so that I can build full windows. And I'll keep... Oh, you know, if I have 6, it's like just perfect to put them here too. So I'm gonna do that as well. It was like meant to be. So we've got a kitchen. It does have an open sort of window here with a little bit of lead. Obviously that could be fixed, but I kind of like the look the way it is. And then for the... So the issue here is we don't have like a chimney for any smoke producers, but I don't think that given the volume of this room and how little we light fires in here, it's going to be that much of an issue. But it could work on like a chimney hearth here that goes up at some point. Which means... I want probably my clay oven here to be chimneyed out up there. And then to put the fire pit for the smoker adjacent to it for like a 2-wide chimney or something like that. But that's going to be a future project. So for now, I think to keep it simple, I'll just put that there. And then to put just the bowls on the floor, because I'm done with this project. Alright, looks like hunting and butchery is going to be the next goal. Got it. For the counters I quarried, can I place bowls on windowsills? So they take up the full block space, even though they're not a full block object, so no. Now what I could do is quarry up more limestone to have like actual counter space, to have it jut outwards. But that would be a totally, and then also to like make this out of, I don't know, lime. But that would be a separate goal. I'm not working on that right now. So that's my honey, and that's my blood. Okay. Just trying to keep everything square. So yeah, that's I really like, and it also has like the walnut fence. I really like the look of that now. It looks more pronounced. So in order to do hunting, let's focus up again. We're going to want probably a bow. And I don't have a bow stave yet that has been dried. So for reference, well, one, I don't even have the leather for like a quiver and a belt and weapon slings and all that. But in order to make like, so the bows that we can make would be a longbow. And we do have a pelt fat, but not the bow stave for it. So the bow stave requires us to saw 2 pieces of wood. And then have that dry. And I could have done this ages ago. It just never bothered to get around to it because it was never really voted on. So this is requires less than an hour to be dried. Cool. So eventually I intend to make a bow, but for right now we're going to focus on adding to our meat supply without the bow, meaning old-fashioned. So I have my butchery bag. And this will be dried soon. Drying rate should be faster in this container, I think. Maybe just in my inventory. Yeah, I'll just hold it. Do I have materials to make the second butcher bag? Probably. The reed one, yeah, but not a leather one. Now, first things first, I'm really curious about Mr. Bear. If he's a sun bear or black bear. So I'm going to go satisfy my curiosity. Oh, we got hogs. This is roughly where I saw the bear last, but let's bag some hogs. Wait, good. Perfect. Yo, get back here. Ooh, good hit. Oh, hi bear. How are you doing in there? Look dead. Like it fell or something. I don't know. I'll investigate soon. Really? Don't die to gravity. That's so annoying. For reference, if an animal falls to death, it counts as being crushed to death, which means like it can't be butchered in the same way that something that was hunted could be. One of the reasons why I didn't want to have even more corpses is unless I made another hunting hook, as Portapane points out, there would be the concern that they would spoil before I process them, which is a problem. So I don't want to go... What is my walking speed is down right now. There's also the issue of walking speed. So because I'm hunting with a Fox, I also don't want to be carrying so many corpses that I can't run anymore. And the corpses do have a carry weight, so too much corpse storage is the same issue that we had with water storage, right? When I was bringing 6 liters of water to go for the limestone, I lost 40% walking speed, and I was like, forget that, and drop the excess water. And the same is true of corpses and a lot of other things that have like that sort of carry weight. Because I don't need to be crippled. Oh, there we go. That's some wind. We're getting lime now. Let's go get the blood bucket. I'm actually going to reset the blood bucket because I don't need, like, almost rotted blood being added to my blood supply. And yes, I did just dump it on my kitchen floor because, you know, that's what I'm about. Alright. I'll stick the pelts in the lime water to wait. And speaking of lime water, how is this coming along? So much better. The worry that I had when I set up the windmill here is I didn't know what kind of, like, wind that we would typically get. Because obviously, some places just aren't windy. And if they're not windy, you can't use a health hammer or quern mechanized. Well, you can't ever use a health hammer. But you can't use a quern easily, so... the other thing I could do is I could make another skinning hook. Now, I think I need resin for that. I do have the tin bronze hooks, and I don't have the nails and strips. But if I'm lacking... Oh, no, I have one resin. Let's do it. Because there's nothing else to do with these hooks. Anyway. I will probably want another bucket, though. So that's... bronze and strips? Okay. And this relates to improving the hunting for another hook for increased processing speed. But I think I'm going to top out at only ever having like a 4-slot butchery bag because any more than that, and my movement speed just goes to hell. So 2 hooks and a 4-slot bag is going to be the limit, which is reasonable. Oh, that's where the hay grass came. I was wondering where the hay grass came that I had in my hands when I checked on the chickens last. It was because I cleared clogs. Are watermills not a thing? No, they're not. They're not a thing in Vintage Story yet because the entire concept of flowing water isn't a thing yet. There aren't rivers in Vintage Story because rivers are really, really complicated. Rivers require a water source to flow to ocean, which is a lot more complicated than just blopping down ponds everywhere. So, rivers are a future game mechanic to be added, but they're not in yet for its remarkable levels of complexity. Because they are it's actually very, very complex. You know, when you spend a second to think about terrain generation. Apparently 1.22 will introduce it. Yeah, I could see one of the issues with that for this run is I can't move source water, so I can't make rapid moving water. But if you found like a waterfall and you had like a flow of water, it makes sense to be able to use mechanical power off the water wheel that way, right? But I think it's going to be a while until we see rivers. Feature complete rivers. Is done? Not yet. And then I'll probably, even though I'll use it, I might just smoke the meat anyway. Because I have a track record of having a lot of the meat that I have going bad well before I ever use it. Not a lot, but some. Right, I have some like bush meat in there that's going bad. It's just like 3 bush meat, or 1 snake meat. Like the small batches of meat like that, I just don't have a lot of use case for, which is why we typically have it just spoil. I could also smoke the bush meat too, I guess. And that's full, so let's light this up. Yeah, meat can no longer be put into pies. That's a fair point. When it's smoked. But I don't at the moment, have any doughs ready to go either. Because the corn's full of lime for the priority that we voted on. Alright, my copper's probably good to go to become nails and strips for, yep. For just one more butchery hook. And because we voted on focusing on, butchery stuff, I'm going to keep grinding up the lime. So I don't really have to worry about making lime wash. Because we have a pretty... this looks like 80%, 90% wind, something like that. I'm sort of curious. Oh, it's only 61. Wow, it's really... It's working at 61. Once we get the 3 kills butchered, I'll go check on Mr. Bear. I am really curious as to what the hell's going on over there. Because it did look like it splatted in that cave, but maybe it was just chilling. I'm not sure. Suppose we'll see soon. And we are running low on flax. Luckily, it looks like our next batch of flax on the high fertility soil is almost ready for harvest. Not a lot of eggs. It does appear as if the... Yeah, all hives have repopulated. That's good. So we took out half of them, but they're all back. What's the despawn in caves mechanics again? So, if an animal is not exposed to sunlight, after a few days, they'll despawn. But it does take a few days, so I would be really surprised if that bear died that way, because it didn't look stuck. It just looked like it got hurt and fell. I don't know. I don't know why it would have died, because there's like nothing around that could have harmed it. Ooh, 2 hides there. So sealing that one up. And then we have a bunch of the offal getting queued up for the wash, but I haven't started it yet. And then all of these meats are just gonna have to wait for the first batch of smoking to be done. Not quite ready. Might as well grab all the materials I need for the butchery hook, which would be 8 sticks. Oh, come on. 8 sticks and 4 boards. So I have the sticks. 1, 2, 3, 4. While I'm staring at this, let's make another tool rack. Or 2. Because I've been putting tools on the ground. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense to just keep doing that. So I'll put a tool rack here. And a tool rack here. That's a bit cleaner. So it doesn't look like the smoke is pulling too badly in this room. If I added more smoke sources, yeah, it would become an issue, but I'm not too worried about that just yet. I guess I can also rack the bow staff too. There we go. And wait for that to dry so that we can make a bow out of it. Ow, ow, ow. 'Tis a little hot. So now we're just doing the last piece that we need for the butchery hook. That's probably hot enough. And we'll have a few nails and strips left over once this smithing is done. For like another chest or something. I don't intend to use it up immediately, but... let's grab this one. How's the charcoal supply? I've got a little left. If I start really doing bloomery stuff in bulk, it would be a problem, but that's not the priority right now, so I don't really care. Alright, 2 of these nails and strips will just leave here for some use. And if you're wondering, the nails and strips are just sort of like... You can think of them as like bits and baubles, which are used to make things. So like a butchery bag, if I want like a high capacity butchery bag, or the hooks, or like a bug net, or bombs or bridles for saddles, or bigger gates. Doors, if you want like a compound, or scroll racks, so on and so forth. Calling them bits and baubles is close to what the game considers it. Alright, show me the pattern. And there we go. We got a second skinning hook. So we can batch these up faster. I will need another bucket. But that does double our processing speed, which is helpful. Alright, so this offal can go through and get cleaned. And then we have... what the heck? Oh, it's just invisible. Okay. I was worried for a second. I was like, cool, my meat, got deleted. Okay, I think that's all the smoked meat. And here's the second batch. And there might already be enough firewood there to see that finished, but I'll just add a little bit more. Cool. So that's the last of this bowl. We'll need to do another cooking. And I don't even have a cooking surface at the moment. I was thinking maybe like starting one there. Because that would ventilate pretty well. Although it's awkward. Like, you would never, in real life, have it that far away from your body unless you wanted, like, back problems. Whatever. This work. For now. To be improved, right? Version 1 or 2 or whatever. Alright, now that ooh, storm looks like it kicked up even more. I think we can probably pull our lime. And then, I did want to investigate what was going on with that bear. That's a weird grow phase. Gets real heavy because the heads get heavy or something. For the sunflowers. I thought like they had done I'd done something wrong, but nope. I think they're fine. Would the chest there burn? I probably need to do a like an organizational pass. Like keeping chest there at all is ultimately probably a bad idea. The inlay won't, because it's like counts as a stone. What I'll start to do is keep stuff in my house. At some point I really need to label these, but I'll start moving our house stuff into there, only because there's really not a need for like I don't need a home, so I might as well just treat it as like a storage collection. And it will also make it looked lived in, which is weird, but you know, why not? Speaking of lived in, baskets here to make it look like collection baskets. Gives it a more of a lived in feel. Alright, and now all the sources of fire are away from the pot. Good enough. I wonder how high the water is. It's about a quarter of the way up now. Doesn't look like a quarter, but sure. If you say so. Alright, so we got the 2 hooks. Put our blood away. We got smoking in progress. We got the bow stave drying in progress. It's 8% dry, so it's going to be a while until we actually have the bow. I will want another bucket, but that's not a big deal. That's just some wood and reeds. Let's go and... This is like foolish, but let's go at night to check on the bear. You know, poke a potential apex predator at night is a great idea. See if we can't refine that cave, because visibility ain't great. We should be able to spot Maybe, I think it was here. We shouldn't also assume that it's still in the cave, because if it's not a sun bear, if it's a black bear and it's out of the cave, it will attack us. Yeah, the feed, the stream, it was on Twitch's end, not my end. There was no hiccups for me. So you'll just... Although telling you guys, you're the ones that probably already refreshed, but you can say in chat, hey, just refresh it. It's up. I didn't go anywhere. It wasn't my networking. Given it's running for me, I'm assuming it's a sun bear. Yep, it's a sun bear. I'm not gonna fight it. He's my friend now. Sun bears, as I'm sure you just noticed, are not really predators. They're chill. I don't really have... I was curious what was going on with it. Oh, hello. The hell? Guess there was a tortoise nearby that needed to lose in a race. I'm trying to think... I would like to get more leather beyond the pelts that we have going through the wash right now. It is midnight in game. I'm trying to think of what direction I should travel if I'm looking for game to hunt. But I'm glad the bear near me... So if you're wondering, the way respawns work in Vintage Story is like when you kill something, its spawn point is already somewhat determined to be in that spot. Which meant if it was a black bear, it would come back even if after I killed it. But because it's a sun bear, it means it doesn't really pose a threat to me, and I don't feel the need to kill it. Wow, even in the storm, there's like no wind power. Alright, you say so. So, at this point, I think I'm ready to take on a new task. We got some hunting going. I would continue hunting, but there's like nowhere really for me to go at the moment because it's dark out. And trying to hunt at night just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And we have another batch of... So we have 2 more batches of leather gumming. This one needs the strong tannin wash, which we're working on. And then we have a weak tannin wash ready for what comes out of this this barrel to scrape. So pretty soon we'll have even more leather, and that will be like the last backpack I need or whatever. Thank you for tuning in to Vintage Story Primitive Survival, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rodamont.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rodamont.com has linked to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow homesteaders.